Yeah, we're on the Prosecco, but how are you feeling today, Dionté?
I'm feeling good, yeah. The thing is, my week has been amazing, but I have to talk about what happened to my tooth, honey.
Oh my! We haven't spoken about your tooth. Sorry. First of all, yeah. So Deepa up on her story what happened to her tooth, and I burst out laughing. But the only reason why is because in my head I could hear Dionté saying exactly what she wrote in her story. I can imagine be like, "Can you imagine that I chipped my tooth?" That's what I was doing. I was crying of laughter. What the hell?
Listen. It was a normal work day. I was working from home. I was like, yeah, come. I wanted McDonald's breakfast now. I've got it.
Oh, sorry.
I got a fucking McMuffin. As I'm eating it now, like, I was like, okay. Like, I felt like a bit of, like, not pain, but, like, sensitivity.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Carried on eating now. Then once I finished, like, a huge piece of bacon got caught, like, in between my teeth. And like, luckily it was one of my molars, I think my second molar. But it got caught between my first and second molar. But Rashida, it was not coming out. I used floss. I used my toothbrush. I used the water flosser. I used nothing. I even tried to use a tweezer. Only like little bits would come out. Yeah.
What?
It was stuck in there. So then I was like, let me use, you know, the dental floss and the dental pick all in one. I was like, let me use the pick side, yeah. Rashida, I went to dig it out, yeah. And I just heard, tss. So I was like, oh, maybe it's come out, yeah. And I looked and it came out. And I was so happy. And then I just see like this little white hard piece on top of it. So I was like, what the fuck is that? I even got scared thinking, oh my God, is it infected, whatever. It's only when I went to touch it, it was rock solid, like a tooth. I went to open my mouth, Rashida, and just saw the crack. I started crying.
No, I was going to say, did you not cry?
I cried. Because this, like, guys, when I tell you, I've never had any issues with my teeth. I've never had a cavity, chipped tooth. Like, this is the first time that...
Did it hurt?
No, you know, not really. It was just the shock. Like, when I opened my mouth, I was literally like, and I just started crying.
But no, dear, I would burst into tears. What the
hell? So then, like,
bacon, you know?
Bacon. I was even, you know, when you put your tongue there, like, maybe it's not trying to move it. The crack was there. So anyway, now, fam, even getting it fixed was even traumatic enough. I went there the first time, they were like, oh yeah, I can see it. And then, firstly, no one told me that the dentist is moving like the American healthcare system. Why am I paying for everything? Fam, I went, yeah, they were like, oh, we need to do an x-ray. So I was like, okay, cool. And then they tried to charge me like, because there was like a standard £27 something for the visit. And then they tried to charge me for the x-ray on top of that. I said, I'm not paying that.
That's what they do.
I'm not paying that.
Fuck that person.
So then they were like, oh yeah, we need to do an x-ray. So at first I was like, okay, but you could see the crack. So then they were like, oh, but we still need to see if it's just a cracked tooth or it's a crack because of a cavity. So I was like, all right. They did it, yeah. And was like, oh no, it's just a crack, but we can fix it. And then they basically said either they can give me the silver cap. I said, that's never even an option. Are you insane? Do you know how much the silver cap is?
Fam?
£75.
That thing is so expensive. Yeah, it's not a joke.
Or they said that I could use like a white porcelain, but it's made out of glass, so it's not long term. Also £75. Or I could do the white porcelain like what they use on veneers, which was £100. So I was like, I might as well pay for the £100.
Yeah,
like,
you might as well.
Because the silver thing, there is no way I'm walking around with a silver or black thing in my... Imagine, and I laugh a lot, so everyone's just gonna be like, what is that?
It's always on the tooth. You know when you catch some people up and you just see shining.
Literally, am I a pirate?
No,
like I feel like a pirate.
So funny.
So anyway, now I went back. It was even yesterday. Did the dentist not cut my lip by accident? Fam, he opened my mouth here and he used like this. I don't even know what to call it, like clamp on my tooth where you have to like screw it. He screwed my lip into it by accident,
I hate
yeah.
the dentist so much, man.
I was literally like, my lip. And he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. it was open. Like, fam, it's even still healing, but I can feel like the scam. But if I open my mouth too wide, it hurts. Type thing. Like right in the corner. So then he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. So I was like, it's fine, but what are we gonna do to rectify this?
Well done.
So then he was like, oh, I've got back-to-back appointments, but your next checkup, I'll give you a free clean, like thorough clean.
Good. Yeah, I was gonna say you have to get.
So I was like, can you please, when I go, write, because usually they write like on a post-it and say, give it to the receptionist to book the appointment. So I said, can you write on the post-it note?
Well done.
Checkup and clean.
Well done.
So he was like, yeah. I gave it to her and she was like, yeah. What do you mean? You're cutting me up because you're trying to be quick.
Yeah, no, allow it.
And like it was so tiny, guys. Like it didn't even need all of that. But I said,
flipping hell, man.
All of that just for a tiny chip. Are you insane? He was even like, oh, do you want numbing? I said, well, how painful is it gonna be? And he was like, it wasn't that painful though. Like it just felt a bit sensitive when he got closer to the nerves, but it wasn't that bad. It was just the cut lip thing, but
hell, man.
Fab, £100 out of pocket for a fucking chipped tooth. I was this close to leaving it, you know. Because of McDonald's, I said, Lord, is this my sign to give up the swine? Because what is this? Bacon.
Mad.
One of the softest meats you can eat. Nah,
that's so
bro.
mad, yeah.
I don't know, maybe it was something about that bacon.
Maybe it was like, you know, sometimes they like burn it, it's a bit crisp. It might be one of them ones.
Because it was like, the middle was bare chewy and then like the out was crispy. But I usually like it like that.
That's the best way to eat
But like, I don't know what it was. That must have been lab grown bacon at this point.
Honestly.
Because why am I 30? I've been eating bacon my whole life. Nothing.
No, literally. That's
but yeah, man. Apart from that traumatizing stuff, I've been alright.